వచ్చిన
Yes.
క్లాసెస్ ఎలా
జరుగుతాయి అమ్మ క్లాసెస్ కొన్ని
ఆఫ్లైన్ సార్
అవుతాయా లేకపోతే ఆన్లైన్ క్లాసెస్?
ఏమో ప్యారలలో జరుగుతాయి అనుకుంటా. అంటే కొంతమంది వచ్చారు కదా ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్స్కి అయితే త్రూ ప్రొజెక్టర్ క్లాసులు ప్రొజెక్టర్ పెట్టి అక్కడ ఆన్లైన్ జరుగుతుంది యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ ఇంటర్ కొంతమంది రానట్టు కూడా బయట ఉంటారు. There is no force. UGC has given guidelines. If you interested, you can come, or else it's not a force. Okay.
ఓకే సార్ థ్యాంక్ యూ.
మీరు మళ్ళీ నేను ఏదో చెప్పాను మీరు ఏమనుకుంటుంది ఎక్కడ చెప్పకండి, యువర్ చాయిస్. Only 4 members are ready to come to college on 15th Feb. Remaining 21 members not interested. Okay. Okay, Amma. So today I will start the new module. Okay, that is module 2. So in the module 2, actually our operating system subject starts from module 2. Amma. So from the first module, everything is basic. Okay, that is already we learned from the intermediate level, 10th level, even 5th, 4th, 5th class. Okay, so actual our topic starts from module 2. Okay, so in the module 2 we have two concepts. One is process management and CPU scheduling. You already aware of this word, process management, yes or no? In the first module, while discussing the process management, file management, communication, yes or no? So what it will do, process management. What the process management will do? Anyone from the class? We discussed in the first module, what is process management, what is memory management, what is communication, yes or no? So what it will do, process management? Anyone? See, what are the tasks or duties of process management? Process management means creation of process, or deleting the process, or pause the process, or resume the process, yes or no? The different scheduling. So we will discuss some one by one. Okay, so in this process management, what are the concepts are available? Process concept, what do you mean by process? Okay, what do you mean by process, and what are the some other concepts there in the process? That is, every process which contains process state, program counter, registers, all these are different. Okay, and what do you mean by program? Okay, from this module we will learn more what do you mean by program, what do you mean by process. In the process concept, what are the different things are there, we will learn. Okay, and then process scheduling. If multiple processes are executing means we need to schedule, means which process will execute first, after that which process. Okay, we need to use process scheduling. Also operations and processes. Okay, we have different types. And inter-process communication. Okay, the CPU scheduling means if you are using The system means multiple users can access the data. So how to schedule? We have different types of scheduling algorithms in the second module. Very important in the module 2. Okay. So in the CPU scheduling, we have first come first serve base means uh, first come first serve. This is the one algorithm. That means which is the process will come first that will execute first. That is first come first serve. Okay, shortest job first, which is the and the priority or time very less that will execute first based on priority sum. Okay, shortest job first, multi-programming, all these. Okay. So after completion of this module 2, what we are going to learn? So we will learn about what is process, also program. This process is came from program. Okay, having the relation between program and process. Okay. So what do you mean by program? What do you mean by process? What are the concept of process? And what do you mean by thread? And what do you mean by CPU scheduling? Okay, we have different CPU schedulings. These are different scheduling algorithm. And finally, analyze the scheduling algorithm with a different example. We will learn algorithms, different algorithms, and then we will do some examples. Okay. Sorry. Okay, only two concepts, that is process management, CPU scheduling. In general terminology, if in the real time multiple users can access data, then those are all becomes processes. Yes or no? Then how to CPU will take care about which process will execute and which process in waiting state. We have different states. So multiple processor execute, one process will execute at a time. So remaining in waiting state, some process in suspend, okay, some processor running state. There are different states. Okay. So today topic we will learn about what is a program, what is a process, what is the architecture of process, and what do you mean by process management. Okay. Okay, what do you mean by program? General, the general terminology. What do you mean by program? Anyone? What do you mean by program? For example, I written one program, that is, for example, program name is first. Okay, first dot C. Okay, so I written codes void main. Okay, for example, int I comma j. What are the variables here? Okay. So here I'm printing for loop to print 10 times or 20 times equal to 0 I less than 20 and whatever I plus and closing. So and now I'm printing j equals to j plus I. Just for example, okay. So this is one program. Yes or no? So this program is for to printing values j equal to j plus 1 until 20. It will repeat until 20 times. Okay. So once I return one program, after that I will save this program into secondary memory. Yes or no? You are saving your program in the system, that is in the hard disk you are going to save. Yes or no? That is called secondary memory. Okay. So every program which contains, this is one instruction. Okay, this is one instruction. Each line is one instruction. Okay. So this is one program. The program will resides in the secondary memory. Okay. So that's why this is program is called passive entity, not active entity. Passive entity means this program will resides in the secondary storage. Okay. It is not doing anything. Okay, as of now, I saved one program means this program is stored in the secondary memory, that means hard disk. Okay, that's why program is called passive entities. Okay, let's come to the process. What do you mean by process? One second. What is the program name? For example, first. Okay. 1 second. See, this program can be used by many users. Again, it is. See, this program used by some other user. Okay, different users can access the program. Okay, same program. This is user 1, user 2, user 3. So how we can define process? Okay, process is it refers to which one? Program. Process will refers to the program. Okay, so this is program. Okay, this is process. So now you need to understand the what it means by program and what it means by process. Okay, this is actual program. So after writing my program, I will save this program in my laptop system. Okay, that means this program is permanently saved into the secondary memory. Okay, with the name first.c. So it is not doing anything. That's why this is called program is called passive entity. Passive entity. Okay. Okay. Now comes to process. Process will refers to the program. Okay. Or else we can also define process some other way. For example, the instance of a program is called process. Okay, this is one program. This program is used by user 1, user 2, and user 3. Single program can used by multiple users. So this is one process P1. Okay, so single program it will create many process. This is process 2, process 3. Okay, so this is called active entity. Okay, active entity. Why we call active entity? Why we call passive entity? This program is saved and reside in the secondary storage. Okay, that's why we call as passive entity. That particular program is executing multiple users. User 1, user 2, user 3 are executing this program. That means executing anything means that is called process. So here user 1 is executing. So it will create one process. User 2 also executing the same program. It will create second process like that. Okay. The single program is used by multiple users means it will create multiple process. Okay. See, now I saved this program. Now once the program is ready, what is the second step? What is the second step? I written one program and I saved. Now after successful writing the program, what I need to do among the second step? Anyone? So I must compile and then execute. Yes or no? So what is the program? This one first. So how to compile the program? So this is first compile. For example, this is program first dot C. So I compile. So what happens now? Why we need to compile? Why we need to compile the program? See, this is what we written. This program is in high-level language. To convert high-level language to machine understandable language. The machine understandable language means zeros and ones binary. Okay, so we need to convert this program through any compiler. Okay, C compiler, C++ compiler, whatever, or interpreter. Okay, we have many different compilers. So compiler will convert this, and finally it will generate a.out file. Yes or no? This is the execution. Okay, this is actual normal program. This program. Okay, but this a.out which contains zeros and ones. Okay, so this is when you call a.out, what happens? It will create one process. Yes or no? Compile the program on a.out. It will create one process. Again, I want type a.out. It will create one more process. Okay. So this is program. This is process. Okay, man. Is it clear? What do you mean by program? What do you mean by process? Process is an instance of a program. Okay. Or else process will refers to the program. For single program, it will create many process, because single program can see Facebook is one application, multiple users in terms of lakhs or crores users accessing at the same time. So it will create each user one separate process. Application is single application, but multiple users are accessing. Yes or no? So each user will create one process. Okay. So if you're creating multiple process, how the CPU will understand which process will execute. Which process will execute means every process which contains process ID. This process ID is unique for each processor. Okay. So we have many processes. Simultaneously, multiple users are accessing the data. Then CPU will execute the process. But which process it will execute first? So it will depending on process ID and priority. Okay. First of all, every process which contains some attributes. What are the process which contains some attributes? Process ID, and then program counter. Okay. Status of process. Okay. Priority, and how many list of files are open, list of devices open, all these. Okay, let's see one by one. Any queries regarding this process and program? Let's see one by one. Is it visible? Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay. Not required this much theory part, but okay, you can understand. When we execute a program that just compile, yes or no. So operating system will generate the process to execute the program. Okay. And then execution of a program starts with the command. That means we can compile the GUI means in the Windows we can compile different ways. Like Unix we can execute and compile using command line. Okay. See, a program is a passive entity. Why program is a passive entity? Just now I explained. Okay. See, one single program, it will create many processes. Okay. Process. Yeah. This is one job. A process means we are doing something means that is one job. Yes or no? Program code that has been loaded into the computer's memory. Yes or no? Once the program is ready, then the program will run means that is one process. So that program will compiling means we are loading the program into main memory. Okay. Once the program is loaded, the CPU will execute the program. Okay. This is some difference you can read out. Okay. What is PCB? I will explain later. Okay. So this process will contain process control block. In the process control block, every process how it is going and executing the process. That will explain later. These 4 slides are what I said just now. That only Amma. There is nothing different. Okay. Also go through. Even you can read out what is the difference between program and process. A program is a set of instructions. Yes or no? Each line indicates one instruction. Okay. So program you return different level by level. Void main, open for loop and initialization. Yes or no? There are set of instruction we call program. What do you mean by process? A process is programming execution. Yes or no? Process means it is the instance of program. It will execute the program. Okay. This is FASIO. FASIO means static. And just it resides in the system. Okay. The secondary memory. This is dynamic. Why dynamic means at a time multiple users are executing. Means dynamic. Okay. A program has a longer lifespan. Yes or no? Once you saved in the permanent memory, it will be available for a long time. Yes or no? And it is stored on disk forever. Okay. A process has limited lifespan. It is created when the execution starts and it terminated and it's see. Our program starts means it will create one process. Once I got the output, once the execution is over means the process termination is over. That's it. Okay. A program is stored on the disk in some files, okay. It doesn't contain any other resources. Yes or no? Program will say when it contains only that program, it doesn't contain any other resources. But a process contains various resources like memory address, disk, and printer. Yes or no? And a program requires memory space on disk to store all instructions. This is also known. Without memory, how we can save? Okay. A process contains memory address, which is called address space. Okay, it's a longer lifespan, this is limited. Okay, understood the difference between program and process, how the program will save, what is process and what do you mean by active, what do you mean by passive. Okay, we need to remember these words. Okay, see, we are talking about every time process. Okay, so how the process will execute. Okay, how the process, if you are compiling and executing our program, C program means it will create one process. So once the process is created, every process is having some attributes. These are the attributes I will explain later. Okay. Okay. So this is the architecture of process. Okay. Once we compile our program, what happens? See, in our program, generally, what are the different sections available? Local variable, global variables, yes or no? And static variables, that is, okay? And parameters, functions. In general, in the programming, we have global variable, local variable, parameters, and functions, return values, yes or no? Till now, you don't know. You are just compiling your program and you are seeing the output. That is the thing in the first year you did. But the thing behind that, what is happening while compiling and executing. So once you started compiling, what happens? It will operating system will convert. Operating system will take the process input. See, text. This is memory area. So what happens when you compile your program? So this is text. So what is the text? In the text, it will contain the a.out file. Okay. After executing your program, it will generate a.out file. Yes or no? That related files are stored in the text. Sometimes process is also called as text. Okay. That means each line that will stored in the text. What about data section? In the data section, it will store global variables. How many of you know global variable, local variables? Can anyone know about global variable, local variables? And also you must, as a CSC, you must know about local variable and global variable. So where I can use global variable, where I can use local variable, what is the lifespan? All these are important. Okay. So a.out file will be stored in the text section. Okay. In the data section, it will store global variables. Okay, or static variables, both. In this section, data section, what it will store? Static variables and global variables. If you are having any doubts regarding local variable, global variable, you can ask me, because you must be aware of those terminologies. As a CSE, as a programmer, you must know about local variable and global variables. Any doubts? Local variable and global variables? Can I continue? Shall I continue, or you are having any doubts regarding local variable, global variables? No doubts, Anna? Anyone respond? Okay. So in the data section, I will show the program, right? Program is not available. See, this is local variables. This I comma j we call local variables. Above the main function, if I declare int a comma b means that becomes global variables. So those global variables I can access anywhere in the program. But here, this is local variable. I can access within the program. If I return some other program here, it won't access ij. But if you declare int a comma b globally, so I can access ab within the program as well as outside the program also I can access. Okay. Important among those. Okay. Okay. So in the data section, those static variables and global variables will be stored. What about heap? Heap means this is one memory area. So here, do you know how to allocate memory dynamically? Roll number 8. In our program, or else in your program, if you require dynamic memory allocation, then how to allocate dynamic memory in your C program? What are the functions to allocate dynamic memory? Roll number 8 or 3? 3 is not okay. Where? Roll number 8 or 3? Are you there or not? Roll number 8. or else anyone from the class? Now, don't forget these. These are very important. How to allocate a dynamic memory for your program? I can allocate the memory. I can delete the memory. What are those functions in C program? In the pointer concept, you learned what is dynamic, how to allocate dynamic memory. Even in the last semester, also you used dynamic allocation point data structure. If you want to create structure, you need to use MLlog. Okay, dynamic memory allocation done by using which function I can use it? MLlog. Okay, if I want delete memory, so I can use which function? Free. Okay, don't forget MLlog and CLlog. Sorry, CLlog is different. MLlog. So here MLlog related memory, dynamically allocated memories is heap. Okay, till now you don't know. Just you are compiling, you are seeing the output and you are writing that output in your notebook. But behind that, once you compile, what happens? Once your program is executed, what happens? So it will store the a.out file here. In the data section, it contains static variable and global variable. In the heap section, it contains dynamic memory allocation, MLlog, CLlog, okay? Those related. In the stack, it contains, stack means temporary memory here. So it contains parameters, functions, and local variables, okay? But what is this indicates? These arrows indicates means, see, if your program contains more space, it is having more space, then it will take until this, okay? These two sections are not separated segment wise, so just logically these two stack memory and heap memory is separated logically, means sometimes heap will take more space, sometimes stack will take more space, okay? Not up to here, not up to here, okay? Heap can increase from bottom to up, or else stack will increase the memory like this, okay? These two sections are not separated, so logically these two sections are separated. Sometimes it based on your program, your memory, if your program it will take memory more space, means it will increase from in this direction. The stack it contains local variable and parameter functions and return values, yes or no? So if memory is increasing, means tag will increase from downwards, okay? Is it clear, Amma? Is it clear or not? Okay, this is once the program is executed, it will create one process. After creation of process, what happens? The program code which is placed in different places in the text. This is also called process. So here it will contain the program code. Okay, a.out, and each line it will available here. Okay, the data section which will store static variable, global variable. The heap memory it will which are related to memory, dynamic memory allocation. Okay, memory related all are stored in the heap memory. Always remember, Amma, most of the time in the exam, the any GATE exam or normal exam, this is very important. Heap means dynamic memory allocation. Okay, here dynamic memory allocation is placed in heap. These are all storage, Amma. Okay. Stack also used to store the local variables, return values, parameters, functions. Heap will store the memory related. Okay. Ma, is it clear? Okay, see, you can read out Amma later. Okay. But write it these either from top to bottom or bottom to in sequence, Amma. Okay. See, every process, what are the attributes of process? Every process contains these parameters. Okay. So we have multiple process means how the CPU will understand which process this one. If the process is all are duplicate, then how to identify which process will execute and which one is already executed, which one is on waiting state, which one is on resume state. Yes or no? Lot of confusion among the process execution. So that's why every process which contains process ID, program counter, process state, priority, general purpose registers, list of open files and list of open devices and protection. Okay, this is single process. Okay, so every process. So what do you mean by process ID? So process ID, every process will contain one unique ID. Okay. In the last class before the exam, I executed one program and I written how to get PIDs. Get PID, child process and parent process are different IDs. Yes or no? One second, I will execute that program. How to print the PID summa? Which function I can use it? To print process ID of either parent or child. Which function I can use it? Get PID. Okay. System call, get PID system call. Okay. I will show it on. See here, Amma. See, int main, I return fork means it will create one child process. After that, I am printing hello world. Okay. And then I'm printing process ID. See, so how many times it will print? Two times. One is parent and then child. See, process IDs are unique. Okay. They never be a duplicate. Okay. Even I can use one more code. What happens? Okay. See, each process IDs are different. Okay. Okay, process ID. Okay, but the process ID is for unique identifying by CPU. CPU will execute the program. Okay, everything will take care of. Operating system will load the program. Okay, see, your program is saved in the secondary storage device. So operating system will load that program into main memory, and then CPU will execute the each process. Okay, and program counters. What is the use of program counter? See, in your program, each line indicates one instruction. Okay, so program counter will execute the next instruction. Okay, it will store the address of each instructions. Okay, for example, you are executing one program. So in the middle, got the one error. So the program counter will store the last saved instruction, and again you are comparing. It will start from that instruction. Okay, that address. That is program counter. Process state. We will discuss one by one later on, but just see the what are the different attributes there in the process. Okay, process states. We have, if you process single process, it will contain many states. Just for example, when process is created means first it is in create, and then the process is ready, and then running, and then terminate, like that. Okay, we will see later. And priority. So we have multiple processes, then which process will execute first, which one is the next, like that. For example, uh, if the CM is going on the road, so the police people will give the priority for the CM rather than the public. Yes or no? Like that. So which is an highest priority that will execute first. Okay. General purpose registers. These registers are used for storing the data. Okay. A list of open files. In the main memory, multiple users are accessing the data, and get the data means all the files are open means main memory which contains some memory. Yes or no? So we will take care about these open files and list of open devices, printers, scanners, and some external devices, and protection. Okay, we will discuss, but every process which contains these attributes. Okay. Okay, any queries regarding process and program? So we discussed about what is program, what is passive entity, what is process, what is active entity, what is the difference between program and process. Yes or no? What happens if your program is compiled and executed? Yes or no? One new thing you learn. What is the new thing you learn? So in the first year, you compile your program, you executed, and you just saw your output and you are writing. You written that output in your notebook. But what happens in the background? This is the process. Okay. So compilation, it will store your data in the stack, heap, and data and text. Okay, Ma, is it clear? Any queries you can ask me. Ma. If you have any queries, you can ask me. Roll number 3. No queries.
Sir, roll number?
Roll number 3. Any query?
No, sir. Which number were you calling, sir?
Roll number 3 only.
Okay, sir.
నేను లేవమ్మా డౌట్స్ ఏం లేవా?
No doubt, sir. Sir, PPT share చేస్తారా?
ఇదమ్మా
Yes, sir.
ఎవ్రీడే షేర్ చేస్తుంది కదా.
Okay, sir.
So on Monday only 2% people are coming to the college. Roll number 8, are you there?
Yes, sir.
క్లైమాక్స్ లో మాత్రం రెస్పాండ్ అవుతారమ్మా.
Sir, నాకు 3-4 days నుంచి Wi-Fi కొంచెం weak గా ఉంది, sir. So I'm not able to respond properly. Sorry for that.
Okay. It's okay. If you are listening, you will get something. If you are not listening, you won't get anything. Listening one time better than the reading 100 times.
Yes, sir.
How many marks you got, Amma?
So in OS, 29, sir.
29. Don't miss the classes, Amma, from the second module onwards. After 2-3 classes, we will start just like practical. Okay. Every algorithm, you must do some examples.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I will share the PPT. Wait. Okay, whoever have the doubts, you can ask me. Remaining members, you can leave from the session.